check my dashboard. There we go. I see us. We're live. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello. We made it. We have another show. Yay. I'm very happy to say that we can actually record today. It's like, yay.
Yes. Feels good. Feels great.
Good, man. Feels very good.
One of these days I need to figure out how I can fix this stupid camera quality. Because, I mean, you look great. Clear and everything, and I look like poop.
This is a C. Okay, so I'm using a Logitech C920 camera.
That's what I'm using.
You are using that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I know. It looks like the whole, like, difference in camera is like, it's Skype. You know, it's Skype that does it.
Yeah. I mean, I could record my video locally, and then, like, you put the raw footage up, I just stick my face on it, and then we upload it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the loveliness of technology through Skype. And I am very, very hopeful that we will not have to deal with Skype forever. As it stands,
I hope so too.
Yeah, as it stands currently, like this computer that I'm running the stream on is a Windows 7 computer. I did not upgrade to Windows 10. And apparently I got something in my email from Skype saying at some point they're not going to support Windows 7, you know?
Yeah.
So here's my hope that it's not going to be like, you know, a big, you know, because I'll tell the story on this show, but I tried to consolidate everything down from 3 computers that I have in this office to 2. Put the podcasting gear on my gaming computer and do it all there. Very, very long story short, my gaming computer does not accept an audio interface. It does not work. And
That's so weird.
I know. I used 2 different microphones, 2 different audio interfaces, and there's something that conflicts in that system. We even wiped it clean and we started again. Like I have now reinstalled Windows twice on that computer in the last 5 days. I know.
Grief.
I know. Well, the first time we installed Windows, and unfortunately, tech support walked me through installing Windows 10 Pro, and then I didn't have a activation code for 10 Pro. I had 10 Home. So then I kept getting this little watermark in the corner that says activate Windows. And I call and I'm like, can you give me the code? Or, you know, and they're like, here, try this code. Doesn't work. Try this code. Doesn't work. So yesterday, another clean install of Windows.
Ugh.
I know. So my gaming computer is in excellent shape, but it's 4 or 5 years old. And, you know, usually what happens is that your gaming computer becomes like your podcast hand-me-down computer. That is not going to happen. So I'm going to have to probably replace the streaming computer with another streaming computer, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But hello, New Digs. Hi, I'm in my new home now. So, and I forgot to tweet. Let me do the tweet thing. Hold on.
It's weird because I haven't seen a cat yet.
There's a cat by my feet.
Oh, okay, that's why I haven't seen him.
He's by my feet, and he's going to probably whine at some point.
Probably so.
He's been doing that all day. Hopefully that because I'm actually on stream and talking, that he's just gonna chill for a while and not cry, because there's a bed in here that he's been sleeping in, so hopefully he'll sleep in that. But thank you guys. And so hi Bim, hi MacGyver, hi 112, hi Eli, hi Draven, hi guys. It's good to see you again.
Hello everybody.
It's great to see you guys again. Like, I'm super excited to see you guys again. And we were tentatively thinking of having a show last week, and then it was just like, I don't think that's a good idea. And I did not. I had no functioning computer set up at that point that could do podcasting. So, hi, Queen of the North. Good to see you too.
Oh man,
the
that
flu.
sucks you guys are sick. Ugh.
Sucks, man. So sorry to hear. Yeah, you're just like, hey, I'm here and I'm gonna sit around and watch the internet all day. It's the best thing to do when you're sick. I gotta say, just the best thing to do. So everything is different. Everything is rearranged a little bit. So there's probably going to be some goofy stuff that happens to the show. We'll see. Hi, Trethen. Good to see you too. But I can do a sounder test. So we'll just do this one first.
You face Jaraxxus, Eladar Lord of the Burning Legion.
Hopefully you guys heard that just fine.
I know I did.
Marconin heard it. So. Here's your big announcement, if you want to include it in the show. What's that?
Big announcement, huh?
Big announcement. Was that Javen? Tell me for sure that you heard it, though, because I just want to make sure my setup is working properly. And tell me what you heard, because that will help, too. Make sure everything is functioning properly. Since I had to take it all apart and move it. Delay. What? Are you kidding me? Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Goodness gracious.
Snap. That's amazing. Okay, yeah. Oh, dude. That's awesome. That's amazing. So I'm starting from... Oh, you see Spike? Yep, there he is.
Yeah. That's a week and 4 days. That's
so
like 11 days.
When does that begin? When does that go into effect, Eric? Just so we know. That's amazing. Right now? Okay, right now. I need to ping Turarts and tell her to come in here. Hang on a second. I need to see if I can get her. Let me reach around here for a second. Because Discord is up on my other computer. Okay, I sent her a message. 11:25. That is amazing. So that's so right now, as of this moment, we are sitting at $10,275 for the CTR party. So anything between now and July 3rd, 112 will match up to $1,000 any donation that's made between now and July 3rd. So if we get $1,000 donation, he will give us another $1,000. Like if we get up $1,000 in donations, then he will give us another $1,000. That's amazing, dude. Thank you so much.
Goodness gracious.
She's like,
oh goodness.
She's like, in the show voice, yeah. Twitch chat. She's like, is something wrong? I'm like, no.
No.
See if I can get her in here. Hi, Jayonce. Hi. So, now that the sun is going down, my balance of my lights are starting to come up. So now you can actually see, there's the lights that are studio lights. And Marconan's video. Did you sit up, since I captured your video? Hang on a second.
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't think so.
All right, hang on a second. Let me fix you.
It's possible.
You look like you're cut off on the head here. All right, I fixed you.
So I should start like this now, right?
No! No! Oh, thanks, Jay. I got my hair recolored for Nerdtacular, so I've got nice red hair now. It's pretty awesome. and makeup and it's makeup. So we're gonna get the show started soon. If we are started and Tarts shows up in chat, Eric, please tell her what you told me, and because we won't be able to tell you during the show right at the beginning. We will get into it. To prepare you guys, we're probably going to have a bit of a top-heavy show because there's so much to tell of like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that's happened. So, and it's okay if we go a bit long because we will not have a normal show recording next week because we'll be at Nerdtacular. Marconin, I should let you know too that we probably will have an opportunity to at least sit down and record something because Pat has a portable device, portable recording device. Turarts is here. Okay. All right. I'm going to let 112 himself tell you the news he just told us in chat because I think that it deserves to come from him. So then Turarts can get on social media and be like, so we'll see if we can catch up with that in a second. But yeah, so Marconin there will be a portable recording device that we could use like right there to like just like do a show if we wanted to, if we felt like it.
Yeah. Cool.
If we're not
because I know
drunk.
I know. Yeah. Well, I know last time, we were able to do video and everything through my through the hotspot stuff, but that'll be cool to just sit down and record something.
Record something locally that you can download. Eric, I don't know if Eric had to step away, so T, we'll let you know. 112 has told us it's starting right now through July 3rd. Any donation that's made to the CTR party, he will match up to $1,000 raised. So if we raise $1,000 between now and the 3rd of July, he will match it with an additional $1,000. That's awesome.
It is. Like, holy crap. There she goes.
See, yeah. I told you. So I'm like, get Turarts in here.
I can almost smell the enamel pins at the
Marconin is like drooling for some enamel pins because, man, we announced all of our stretch goals and they're sweet.
That's what I really, really want.
I know you do, Pin Man.
Pin Man.
Do we need to like make a Pin Man song? Is it come up with a Pin Man song? Someone picked her arts off the floor. Go have fun. We're gonna announce on the show. I'll take care of it when we're done.
Wants those pins too.
She wants us to hit 20K. Like she does. She wants us to get up there because then we put Pat Crane in a kilt and we get really good goodie bags too. So. Like really awesome goodie bags. I don't even know what's going into them, but they'll be awesome because we have to come up with really awesome things. Okay, let's do a ready check. Make sure you guys are ready to go. Where's my thing? Here's my thing. Are you guys ready to go? Let me know.
Ready. I'm ready.
Turarts wants it like the round 20 numbers, $20,000 and 200 backers.
I think we can do it.
If we get 200 backers, then Jules is not going to sleep forever. They're just going to be. That's awesome because that's a lot of work for me, and I want it. So bring it.
Yes,
I want it.
And thank you, MacGyver. I got to finally do the moon base yesterday, and I went in there and I saw that and I was like, ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
One of Bastion's sound effects from the anniversary is him singing that line of the theme song.
Really?
Yeah, and I got it in a loot box and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute.
I need to get that for my soundboard. I need the theme music for Overwatch on my soundboard.
Okay.
I need to do that. Because I
can make it happen.
Because I need more stuff on my soundboard. So
yes.
Yes. Okay, you guys are ready to pull. We're ready to pull. Marconin, are you ready to pull?
Yes.
Yes. Let me make sure I have my dates right here. Hang on a second. Today is not June 8th. It's the 22nd.
Yeah, 8th was our last show, correct?
I fixed that. Okay.
Woo! I've gotten a couple mounts since then.
Yes. Okay, Tauren Think Tank. Episode 235 starts in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Tauren Think Tank, the podcast about the Blizzard gamer behind the keyboard.
It's episode 235 of Tauren Think Tank. Today is Thursday, June 22nd of 2017. It is 8:12 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We're a little bit late because we've been chatty McChatterson in the early part of the show because we haven't been here since last 2 weeks ago. My name is Jules. I moved this last week, and I've got stories to tell you guys. And Marconin is here too. Hi, Marconin.
I am. Hey, Jules. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
It's so good to be back.
I know.
Yep. We had a nice little break while Jules was getting readjusted to the new digs.
Readjusted and trying to figure out what my life is like.
Yeah. She can now add it to her business cards. Podcaster, cat mom, and homeowner.
Yes, I am. I was a homeowner a couple years ago, and so now, but yes, I can truly say now homeowner is on my resume, and it's pretty sweet. But so we will warn you ahead of time. I will warn you ahead of time that the show is probably going to be a bit top heavy because there's so much to share, and I know you guys have been wanting to know all the stories that have happened for the move. So there will be more personal stories in the front of the show, and then we will get to the rest of the show. I promise the show might be a little bit longer than normal because we are not here next week. Again, we're going to Nerdtacular, but there's most likely going to be an opportunity that Marconin, since we are in the same space, that we can sit down and maybe record something locally while we're there. Yeah. Can't promise, but we're going to try.
We'll do our best.
Marconin, how are you? What's been happening? We've been texting for the last 14 days or so. But tell everybody what's been going on with you.
Oh, nothing really earth-shattering, really. I just a lot of work. Things have been going well at work. A lot of cool stuff. I had a big meeting with people from all over the state where I work, and we had a big meeting. It was like a little kind of conference thing. A lot of corporate stuff. A lot of the first half of the day was mostly corporate jargon about synergy and workflow and all those stuff. Terms, and so the people who put it on, my coworkers, they were nice enough to give us some busy work to do, and they had a bunch of pipe cleaners, fuzzy craft pipe cleaners on every table. And Jules knows this because I sent her pictures, but we just started making stuff because we're listening, but it's stuff we already know, and we're just and I'm at the table in the back. All of the people from my team, we're all at the table in the back, and and I see somebody start fidgeting with them, and of course I'm just sitting there well, if I get on my phone, they're gonna know. So I started making stuff. I just wrapped one around my finger. I'm like, hey, a little corkscrew. I'm gonna do it. And then I got an idea because people are making stuff around me. The guy next to me made a huge, almost foot tall Eye of Sauron from Lord of the Rings, and he made a little campsite with a tent. And then another guy did a logo for the company. And so I took the little corkscrew and I turned it into a bass drum, and then I made a snare and a hi-hat, and I made this whole drum set. And I sent the picture to Jules, and I was like, when you're bored at work, you make a pipe cleaner drum set.
The drum set was actually really good. You could tell it was a drum set.
I may tweet that out after the show tonight.
It was really cool.
You guys could see it. And then was it you that suggested a cat next?
I said, could you make a cat? And then, of course, I get texted a picture of a cat.
Yeah. A few minutes later comes a cat. But yeah, it was really funny. And at the end of the meeting, they're like, "Okay, guys, we know you've made stuff. What did you make?" And one guy made out of red, white, and blue. He made a scorpion, and then on top was a little Captain America with a complete shield and stuff.
Oh!
And I was like, that's really cool. Two guys worked on it, and some guy had a little headband with a thing, and it was pretty funny. So
that's awesome.
And yeah, it was pretty cool. And it was one of the first meetings that I got to go with my new job. And it's kind of cool because it's it's we're all the same type. We're all kind of nerdy people. We're all, around the same age, have around the same interests. We're kind of goofing off, but still having fun and doing what needs to be done for the meeting. But it was really cool, and I'm glad I got the chance to do it. And the next one I think is in September or something. They're like quarterly, so it was a lot of fun. Let's see what else. Everybody and their uncle got the class mounts a couple weeks ago, and I don't think I talked about that. So a lot of people got those. So
you mean
of course
your fidget
I got
spinner?
mine. Yeah, my mage fidget spinner. Yeah, definitely. It's true. It's so true. It's tragically true. But yeah, just that and a couple other of the emissary mounts. I got the ones from Court of Ferrandis and the Night Fallen. So I'm slowly working my way through them. Of course, you know me.
Yes.
Going through it. I got to go into Tomb of Sargeras last night. Vermigerd Offensive went in. We only had like 3 people show up to the raid on time.
Oops.
So we took to CTR, the greater CTR community, and we filled up a group, and we went in and took out the first 2 bosses.
Nice.
Mechanics-wise, they were easy enough, but just coordinating cooldowns and knowing when people are going to change the phases and stuff. I like it so far. I know I'm only 2 bosses in, but I'm really enjoying the raid so far, and I can't wait to see how the fights go all the rest of the way through. I'm really excited about the Fallen Avatar and Kill Jaden, because lore-wise, the Fallen Avatar's big doings. It's like that's like a tiny speck of Sargeras' full power made into a form. It's the only way he's touched Azeroth is in that avatar, and it's just like, oh, it's so cool. Oh my gosh. So it's really cool. I know there's a lot of people that have already cleared it, of course, and all that, and it was just a good time. It was a good time.
That's awesome.
Trying to think what else. Jules, you've talked to me a little bit. Is there anything else that's going on? I can't think. I don't really think there is anything else.
I can't think so either. I mean, we're obviously getting ready for Nerdtacular next week, so that's kind of like the stuff that's on our minds for the most part.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Can't wait to see you in a few days and see everybody else.
I know.
It's gonna be so fun.
I know. I've actually been taking a break from raiding, a break from WoW. I'm still in it. I'm still subscribed, for GM purposes and being able to maintain stuff. But so I'm not raiding this tier, taking the time away from the Ermagerd Offensive. And we'll see if I want to come back in. I've actually really enjoyed not being in WoW and doing other things. So we'll see. I mean, it's just, the move and everything like that kind of just took me away from it anyway. So
yeah,
but I was kind of like that beforehand. So let's see. Okay. So let me tell you guys about my move.
Yeah.
I moved last Tuesday, the 13th. And I had planned on doing this because in June, like I have my apartment till the end of July, but the seller of my condo wanted to close on the 9th of June. And so I was like, well, I might as well just move in June because it's usually not as hot as it is in July. It's really hot and muggy. So I just decided I'm going to move in June. Turns out that it is 93 degrees with about 85% humidity on the moving day.
So Arkansas.
Right. And I was like, oh gosh. So I could have moved, in July and it would have been the same thing. So, okay. Movers show up right on time at 8:00 in the morning on Tuesday. And I don't have a lot of stuff, but so they were cruising. They were cruising really fast, getting through stuff. And so I'm packing stuff in the kitchen. That was the last thing I had. And they weren't going to take anything from there anyway that I hadn't already packed. So all of a sudden they come up the stairs and they tell me that they need to talk to me. They have this box in their hand, and it says on the box, office lights fragile. And they said, we're really sorry. This box was on the top of the big like bin of things we were wheeling into the truck, and it fell, and we heard a crash.
Oh no.
So I opened up the box, and it was like lights and stuff from IKEA. Not very expensive. Desk, table, lamp stuff. And stuff that I've had for years, and a lot of them I weren't even really using. And so the guy says to me, he goes, so here's what we can do. We can fill out a damage report, which takes a lot of time, and we don't get our bonuses for damage reports. Or we could knock off a couple of minutes from your total and save you some money for this type of thing if these things don't really mean that much to you. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, you know what? They really and I only saw one broken lamp in there. It was like, I saw one that knew, because they had me open and I saw one broken lamp, but there was a lot of stuff in there. And I said, look, just fine. Let's just do that. Whatever. So we start going through the rest of the move. We get to, and I'm going down the stairs in my apartment, which is like a townhome style apartment with carpeted stairs. And they had tracked mud and dirt and all this all up and down the stairs from outside.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, damn it, I'm responsible for that. Like, because that's my security deposit. So I very kindly said to them, I said, guys, my new place is brand new carpet. Can you put something? And he's like, oh, yeah. We can put down plastic runners and stuff like that and protect the carpet. Some
little plastic booties or something.
Something, right? They didn't even know, like, they didn't even tell me the fact that they had tracked mud into the old place. So I'm just like, great. So we get to the new place. They lay down runners. Great. I'm very happy. But they are sweating like crazy. These two men who are just sweating. And they are sweating over everything. And dripping sweat all over everything. Including my upholstered couch. And my mattress. And my boxes. And I'm like, they're soaked in sweat, dude. Like, I'm just like, this is so gross. I'm getting like a paper towel, like wipe it down. Oh, so yeah. So I'm just like, oh God, just get done. And they're trying to get done. I was really nice, and I had water for them at both places. I was trying to be a really good like customer and stuff. We get to the paperwork. They tell me they've knocked off 15 minutes off the total. So we signed the paperwork and they said, this is how much your total is going to be. And this whole time, the cats are in the apartment. They were in the apartment. I put them in the bathroom while they moved out. I let them out when we left, and I was going to go back and I was going to go get them after the move was done in the new place. So mind you, it is now probably getting close to noon. I have not eaten anything all day because it's just been crazy. So I'm kind of irritable, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm thirsty. And I go downstairs to leave, to go get some food and go to pick up the cats. And I step outside and I'm like, why is the front screen door open? The screen door has a mechanism that holds it open for people, like, so that you can, keep it so it doesn't swing closed and open. It's like that bar mechanism thing. The bar mechanism was stuck open and could not close. I could not close this thing. It was like broken. And they left. They were gone. They left the door like that. And I was just like, are you kidding me? You broke my door and then you left it? So I'm trying to figure out how to take the mechanism off the door so I can close the door. I realized that there's like the siding underneath the step that's been smashed down. Like, they have damaged the outside of my entryway as well. I am like, oh, I was so mad, dude. I was just like, geez. So I'm like, all right, Jules, go get some food before you rage on anybody. do not go off on anybody. So I go and I went and I got some food. And I was just like steamed the whole time. And I'm like, I was texting back and forth with Pat and his wife. And I'm like, and they're like, dude, that's awesome. That's awful. You better do something. I'm like, yeah, I just need to I need to eat first. And they're like, yes, you need to eat. Cause it's now like been half a day and you haven't eaten. So I'm in my car on the way back to the apartment. And I was the nicest human being to these people. Like, I really was. Like, I was so nice to them. And thank God it worked, because I did not want to have to go off and go crazy. So they were very responsive. They're working with me on getting everything fixed. But I was just like, I told them what these guys had done, like the box dropping and then the negotiation. I'm like, I'm sure you don't want to hear this, but this is what they did. And they were like, and I, kudos to them. Like, if I were the supervisor on that front, I would have been like, what the F and F? Like, How could you do this? So so they were really cool. They took down all my notes. And then they said we'll come out. We'll have this guy call you tomorrow, which he did. And then they came out on Monday and they looked at it. They're gonna clean the carpet at the other place too. So we're working on that. It's probably gonna happen while I'm at Nerdtacular. So now that's done. And I'm like, okay, we're going back and we're gonna go get the cats. I'm gonna get the cats. It is so hot. It is so hot, and it is like I'm sweating, and I know that this is not going to be a good time for me because you guys have heard the story of me moving the cats from Wisconsin to Minnesota. Spike in particular is a bear in the car. He's awful, and I know that it's going to be a nightmare. So I'm like psyching myself up to get them into the car, into the carrier.
Oh, man.
Garrus gets into the carrier. I get him in the car. He's fine. Go back in and get Spike. And I get Spike into the carrier after 2 tries, and I get him in. He starts to yell already, and I'm like, okay, I know he's not happy. And he's so big in this carrier, and there's a latch on the carrier that's broken on the one that he's in, but I have to put him in this one because it is the one I can open up cleanly. It's like easier to open to clean it up because he soils the carrier. Yeah. So I'm carrying him downstairs. I go to grab the door, and he breaks open the carrier and flies back up the stairs.
Oh, no.
Thank goodness I was inside still. Because if that had happened when we were outside, he would have taken off on me. And so he takes back up the stairs, and I am like this close to just like stress meltdown crying. Like, like somebody just get this cat transported and so I don't have to do it. So I just said, look, dude, let's just have a truce here. Get him back in. I like latch myself on. I'm like opening the door with my hand in the they're like, oh, get him into the car. We make it to the house, and of course he soils the carrier.
Yeah.
Number 1, number 2. It's like reeking up the car. And I'm driving as fast as I can without speeding overly crazy. And it's like, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Okay. So everybody's here. The struggle right now is that they are just still adjusting. Things are getting better. The first night, they kept me up the entire night. They did not want to settle down. So that was tough. That was not easy. I did not sleep that night at all. And, of course, I was exhausted from everything that had happened earlier and stuff. But, yeah, so people in the chat were like, who did you hire for these movers? I don't even want to say their name because I don't want to give them I should, because you guys should never use this company ever. But at least our corporate office has been nice. So on top of all that, I was planning on making the change where my podcast setup, which is currently a separate streaming rig and my Mac combined, I was going to move all of that over to my gaming PC and a Mac together. So I would be down to 3 computers in this office to 2. Very long story short, my gaming computer rejects any kind of audio interface, a USB audio interface. I tried 2 different ones. I tried 2 different microphones. It would not work. I talked to Doghouse Systems. They were wonderful. They really helped me out with just getting everything. We wiped my system completely, started it again, still won't work. So the moral of the story is Jewel is back on her old setup on 3 computers in this office. And I had trashed my old desk. Like, it was a piece of crap desk that this was on. So I was like, I don't need it anymore because I'm going to consolidate. So I'm just going to throw it away. So I am literally on 2 end tables right now. These glass end tables to make my podcast setup work. If you saw this room, you would just be like, I don't even know how this sausage is getting made. But it's getting made, you guys. We're on a show. We're recording. And we're doing it live. So I got to fix this up. I got to fix this up. So, yeah, I'm just bummed. It has not been the easiest 7 days, but it is. I am so happy to be in my new space. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
So that part is amazing. But it's been a lot of stress. just trying to just keep breathing, just keep calm, don't freak out. So yeah. Oh my gosh. So I'm really, really glad that we're back. I'm sorry that we're going to miss another live show. Hopefully we will get time to record when we're at Nerdtacular, because we will be at Nerdtacular. And if you guys are going to be at Nerdtacular, we want to meet you.
Yes, we do.
Like a lot. So, so most definitely, if you are coming to Nerdtacular and you see us, because it's not going to be the huge venue it's not like BlizzCon.
No.
Please come up, say hello. We would be happy to talk. We give hugs to you. If you're a hugger, if you're not, that's okay. Jayonce says, I'll meet you, Jules and Marcona. I'm staying in the same room as Jayonce, so he is my roommate. The reason that I'm going at all is because of Jayonce, so I am forever grateful to my dear friend. So, and
I'm going to give 112 a huge hug when I get there, because he's picking me up at the airport, and I'm rooming with him too, so that's awesome. That is
excellent. That is like the best. So we're gonna have a really good time. We're really super, super excited to see everybody.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, let's talk about the CTR party. Shall we?
Let's do it.
CTR party, man. We are funded at $10,275 currently. We still have 18 days to go, according to my list of here. So we have 18 days to go, and we just, this is breaking news, you guys. This is the first place that it's being announced on a podcast. It literally just happened a couple of minutes ago. 112, who is in our chat room, has given us a promise, an incentive, if you will. If you are hearing the show and you are thinking about donating to the CTR party, if you donate between today, which is June 22nd, and July 3rd, between those 2 days, those range of days, 112 is going to actually double the donations made up to $1,000. So if we raise $1,000 between that time frame, he's going to give us another $1,000.
It's effectively doubling your contribution.
Your contribution just got better because of 112. So he is amazing. We are. His lanyard is for the CTR party, because we're gonna see him at Nerdtacular. So I'm doing his early, even though the thing isn't funded yet. I'm making his lanyard now, so he has it for Nerdtacular, and so excited. We want this thing to take off, and because we have some really amazing stretch goals that are coming up. At $12,500, we're getting our photo booth, which is improved green screen, bigger space, could put your whole raid team in it. It's super cool. And then at $15,000, we're doing a CTR party pack, all kinds of little fun things we're going to come up with. Plus, every single person who backs the CTR party, even if you give us $1, you're going to get an enameled pin of the 5-year anniversary, the 5-year logo that we made. That's a part of that. It doesn't matter how much you donate. It literally can be $1. We will mail it to you if you give it, if you donate, if we hit that throsheld. That is so cool. So
and guys, I'm a collector. I got to have these pins, but I don't have an extra 5K to throw at it. But we really need to make it happen, because I want this pin.
So right now,
and I know you want this pin too.
Yeah, I totally want this pin, and it's this is literally at the point where every dollar helps. It is, every dollar helps us to get us closer. So that is the most amazing thing. And then Draven Dresney said the $20,000 is the real stretch goal, which is it is. You guys have been asking for 3 years. 3 years. What is the level that you will need to raise to get Pat Crane in a kilt? And every year Pat Crane has said, I will not wear a kilt. And this year, that question came up again. And I said, and we laid it down on him during a podcast. I think it was during the Game Case podcast that we had done. And I said, how much is it going to take, dude? How much is it going to take? 15 minutes in you in a kilt. How much is it going to take? He said, $20K. And I said, done. $20,000. That's what we have to raise to put Pat Crane in a kilt for 15 minutes. And yeah, I know it's not a lot of time, because, he's not going to really want to wear it for the whole night. But you could take pictures with him in those 15 minutes if you want. So
Immortalize yourself next to the kilted Tilted crane.
Yes. And 112 just made a really good point. Every dollar doubles too. So like now your dollar counts even more. So that is so cool. Okay, I'm done with the promotion. Convert to raid.com/party. That's how you get to the Kickstarter. That's how you see all the great prizes. There's still wonderful artists out there that are offering their stuff. And we have the possibility of another that's being worked on right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. So, yeah, there we go. So from now until July 3rd, every dollar doubles for your donation up to $1,000 donated. Let's do this. All right, Marconin, are you ready? Are you ready to hit this? We got a think tank question today.
I am. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's do this.
Tauren between options? Let Triple T help you sort it out.
It's Think Tank time! We have a question from a listener. This question actually came from an anonymous source, but it came through our DMs in Twitter. This is a first. I've never had one actually sent to us in Twitter. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Our DMs are open, so you can send us a Twitter DM if you are wanting to submit something. It's also available at our email, questions@torrenthinktank.com, or our Discord server. You can send us anywhere you want. And the question comes from anonymous female, which we also call affectionately on the show Katie Derry, and she says, I am an atheist who lives in the South, and I'm scared to death to let my coworkers know more about me. I had a guildie that wouldn't tolerate Jesus jokes, even if it was in fun. I always tried to respect his view while hiding my own. Christians feel way more attacked, in my opinion, than I do as a non-believer. I know if my coworkers knew, I would never get promoted. What should I do? So
this is a very interesting one.
I figured as much. I mean, obviously you guys know Marconin lives in the South. I do not. For my perspective, I don't. So atheist, meaning that she does not believe in any higher power, any religion. There is no existence of religion. For me personally, I would be considered an agnostic, and that's different than an atheist. I do believe that there's more to what's out there than what we believe or what we know, we can see.
It means agnosis, you do not know.
Yeah, exactly. I just my own expectations of the way that I run my life is through spirituality and, through the code of ethics, treating people as you'd want to be treated. And so that's how but as background, if you're new to the show, I was raised Jewish and half of my family is actually Catholic. My mom's side of the family is Catholic. So, Marconin has a different story.
Yeah, I was raised Pentecostal, which is the speaking in tongues, the people who handle snakes. Sometimes I think they're close to Pentecostal, although we didn't have any of that in the church I grew up in. There was speaking in tongues, and we felt that the Holy Spirit was a thing that will overwhelm you and stuff like that. So I could see that kind of stuff. And in college, as most people do, you're exposed to different ways of thinking and things you hadn't understood before. And what was 7 years ago, I actually had a very large crisis of faith. I woke up and I was watching a documentary because I'm a big space nerd, and my mind just went to different places, and I just, if there is nothing, then nothing means nothing is worth anything. I looked at Pixie, and all I saw was atoms. She didn't matter.
Yeah.
I could throw her outside. I could break her neck. I could jump off a bridge. Would that matter in the larger scheme of the universe? No. Nothing matters in the end. Because that's the thing about when I had this idea, I took it to its logical conclusion, and it scared me to death.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's something about that does not feel right. That does not feel. There's other things in my life that it just it's one of those things there is something there, but I don't know what it is. Let me go find out. And through a whole big kind of year, months and months of learning and reading and listening and hearing and talking, I was able to, I came to the conclusion that I was right in the beginning, and I was raised in a Christian home, and I came back to it because the evidence to me says that this is why do I believe the way I do? Because it's true. The way from what I see, from what I've learned, from what I know about the nature of existence, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And so I don't have a particular denomination because to me it's not as big of a deal. And I've been working on Sundays or been out of town when I work for years, so I haven't had a chance to find a place. But I actually, I don't talk about it much, but I study apologetics, which is it's just, give a reason. Oh shoot, give a reason for why you believe what you believe, and it's an educational thing. It's like learning exactly why, the reasons why, and the arguments for it, and debate and all that stuff. And so I study that on the side and just in my own time and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at.
I think
that's the background for that.
I think that's honestly, I actually didn't know that last part. I was not aware of that. Yeah. Mark Conan and I have known each other for years, and for us being in different belief systems, we still share the same core values, and that's what makes us able to be compatible and get along with each other. And the problem that I'm seeing, especially in her letter, is saying that she really just feels like the bottom line is that the core values will never match up between people of Christianity and people of atheism, in her environment, in her workplace, because she's not only talking about her workplace. If even though the letter talks about it, she mentions a guildie, so someone that you may not even live in the same part of the country. The chances are very likely that you don't. So, and still saying, I don't appreciate you making Jesus jokes, even if and so this is a really difficult thing to navigate, because if you are an atheist and afraid of expressing the fact that you don't believe, is it as I've been grappling with this, and so I might get eaten alive for this, but so I am someone who has always wanted and preferred to be childless, and there are a very large number of people who feel that is that's almost a sin, that it's wrong, as a woman, that you should want to have children, that you should want to have a family, that you should, this is what you should do. Does that tie directly into someone who says my religion is the only way, and anybody who doesn't believe what I do is wrong?
Well, I mean, there is the whole thing called choice. Oh. I mean, biologically, to further the species, yes, you should have children biologically, textbook wise. To further the species, we have to, go forth and multiply. We have to, make sure that we pass genes on to the next generation, because if some cataclysm happens, then we're gone. That is the purpose of why you are alive, biologically speaking, is to just pass it on to the next generation. Now, are we just bound to biology? Of course not. So so
are we just bound by religion?
No, and that's why we have the choice. I don't believe that you should have a religion forced upon you.
Neither do I.
I think it should be a choice that you make. It's something like before I had this thing happen to me several years ago, you could make an argument that I only believe what I believe because I was raised in it. And for a lot of people, of course that's true. I mean, that's the same reason why I speak English and not, any other languages, because I was raised in English. Why do I sometimes have a Southern drawl when I'm around my friends? Because I was born in it. But I'm not bound to it. I could go to China and just embed myself and learn Mandarin or Cantonese, or I could do these things because I have the free choice to do it. And for a lot of people, I think they should have that opportunity to make make an informed decision when it comes to their belief structure or lack thereof.
Yeah.
You know, I've read the arguments, I've heard the debates, I understand points on both sides. But it should, you know, that's, you know, you shouldn't have it forced upon you.
Right.
And, you know, when you know, she has this thing about a guilty that wouldn't tolerate Jesus jokes. Well, that's how some people are.
Yeah.
I mean, now, you know, try to draw Muhammad. Go to some places in the world and try to draw him and show it to somebody. It's going to be a lot worse than somebody not tolerating it in guild chat.
Yeah.
Now, should you openly go out and do that? No. You know, there's a point at which you should respect person's beliefs or lack thereof.
Yeah. Well,
because it's about respect in the end. The main thing is about respect. I mean, yeah, I don't believe the same way that Jules does, or that probably most of my listeners do. You know, I don't talk about it much because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter in what we talk about on the show. I mean, it influences my ideas of the world and my worldview. Yes.
Yes.
But am I going to just quote scripture and bash you over the head? No, because that doesn't get you anywhere. It's through, you know, it's through patience, understanding, love, and communication that people exist. And, you know, that's the way I try to be, is just to listen and communicate and try to help people at the end. You know, I don't care what you believe or if you don't. If you have a problem and like Jules and I can help in some way, I definitely want to do that because, you know, I've always been a helper in my life. And I think that's one of the things that's something that I'm, you know, I hate bragging, but I'm kind of strong in the will of helping people. And I want to do that no matter what you believe or don't believe, because in the end, you know, according to what I believe, we're all made in the image of God. You know, we're all creations from the same person. We're all equal on that. We're on that equal playing field. I'm not any better, or any worse than someone that doesn't believe anything or believes different than me.
Yeah. And you know what? That last statement that you made right there is the crux of it. When you think that you are better than someone else, or they are worse than you because of what you believe, then that is where the problem is. That's where the main problem was. When I was in school, and I was one of the very few Jewish children in my school. And I was in, I think, junior high school at this time, so probably, you know, in like 12, 13-year-old range. And I can remember this so clearly. I was in one of the school plays, and we were doing this kind of showcase of different 50s related TV shows. And so the one that we were doing at that point was Happy Days, and I was cast as Mrs. Cunningham from Happy Days. And the guy that they cast as Mr. Cunningham, the scene was supposed to be, the kids were up in the front, we were sitting in the back, and I was on the chair, and he was standing behind me, and we were swaying to the music. He had his hands on my shoulders. Mm-hmm. That's what the director told us to do. And this guy says, I can't work with her. She's Jewish. And I just looked at him like, what the F? Like, what does that have to do with anything? You know, but because I was Jewish, that I was no longer someone equal to him. And it was, I mean, that was the first time I had really ever experienced religious discrimination. And it was heartbreaking. And so take that into consideration for anybody, whether it's your sexual orientation, whether it's your life choices. You know, when you think that someone is lesser than you because of who they are, then all of a sudden, maybe your belief system isn't as strong as you think it is. So that just, you know, and so I think about this poor writer saying, I will never get promoted if my coworkers knew that I was atheist.
And see, this is where I would like some more information. This is where I'd like to know what kind of job this is. You know, if it, you know, I don't think, you know, if you work at a church, I could understand that, or a synagogue, I could understand that, because in those situations, you know, it's it's kind of part of the reason why you work why you should work there, I guess.
Sure, if you're employed by the religion and you don't subscribe to the religion, all of a sudden now there is that is a fundamental breakdown.
There is a definite conflict there, because one of my best friends, he's a band director at a Catholic school in Dallas. He's not Catholic, but he is Christian, and in order, and that means that you can still work there. It's just like they have a code of ethics. They have rules that they've instituted in the school, and you agree to those when you sign up. It's not like a profession of faith thing, which I did apply for a couple of jobs where they asked about that.
Right.
They just said, hey, because we are this type of organization, this is one of our requirements,
And they're letting you know up front, so you have the choice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
See, there's where the choice comes in again. So this makes me wonder. I'd just like to know what kind of work it is. Yeah. I mean, if it's, and see, I work, and I got into a talk. I was writing with one of my coworkers, and it just came up on the subject, and he said that he used to be a Christian, but now he's atheist. I'm like, oh, okay. And so we talked for about 15 minutes about different things we had learned and stuff like that, and we both agreed at some things, and of course we would disagree on some things on that topic, but right. it doesn't demean him to me. It's just we don't agree on certain things. I mean, heck, the guy I lived with while I was traveling for work for years, he thought it was a bunch of BS, and we got into some heated arguments because he would misquote things, and he would say that I thought this when I definitely didn't think this.
Yeah.
To put it to rest, I don't think the world is 5,000 years old. I'm what they call an old Earth creationist, which is someone that believes the span of time of the universe is exactly what science says it is. I'm a man of science. Mm-hmm. I definitely am. I understand how the world works, and I love the way it does work. But who's to say I can't believe that there's a hand in it somewhere?
Right.
I mean, and that's where I come from, because someone said it in the chat earlier, and so there's a lot of people that have beliefs that understand science. I mean, heck, a lot of biologists, astrophysicists, all astronomers, they all believe in something because they just marvel at what the world is there, but they understand it and they study it same as anyone else does. I'm not one of those people that think there's a divide between the two sides of that coin, between belief and the physical real world. So and to put it back to this, I don't know if is it something to where everyone else in your workplace is a Christian and they always talk about it a whole lot, and you feel like you're the odd woman out, or is it just that because it seems to me you're prejudging your coworkers a little bit by saying I would never get promoted if they knew. Why? Have they said that before? That's where I kind of want a little bit more information. Like, do you know that for a fact? Have they said, if we didn't have a non-believer among us, yeah, we'd fire him immediately? Well, I mean, if you're at a job, there's, you can't really do that. I mean, there are at-will states, but I mean, that's not ethical at all.
No,
to do that.
And I think what it is it's gonna cause, it shades or colors the perception of her to others. Yeah. And, so like, okay, let's say, for instance, let's try and parallel this to something else. Let's say that, that you, okay, this might be out there a little bit. Let's say that there's someone at your job who in their spare time goes out and like swings both ways with other people in their marriage. They have a private life. They do this in full consent of their partner. They do all of these things it's not illegal. It's not, it's nothing about it is illegal. But if people heard about this and knew about this, there would be judgment. There would be thoughts of, well, that person, da 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 da. Even to the level of like, if your kids, you got kids out there, your kids get busted for drugs. You didn't get busted for drugs, but, your kid did. And now everybody's talking about you because your kid did something stupid. And there's judgment that happens in the workplace, right? Because people make perceptions, they build perceptions of you. And unfortunately, in a situation like this, if she is like having conversations with people who are all talking about going to church and all the things that they do and the activities that they do to support her church or their church, and they ask her what she does, and she says, and she doesn't have anything to say, or doesn't, just kind of ducks the subject. Well, I don't think she's right in the head. I don't think she's like us. I don't think she understands us. Therefore, she doesn't understand the company, and she doesn't deserve to work up in the company to be a leader because she doesn't understand us.
Yeah, but then you have to go to, well, are these just fellow line level employees on the same level that you are? Or is this also management? Because we have such negative perceptions of those of us in the South that are not true most of the time. And I would hope that management would be educated enough and understanding enough to say, hey, I don't care whether you believe in anything, nothing, or the flying spaghetti monster, or you're a Jedi. Are you producing? Are you doing the work? Because in the way that this is like, are you doing the job? Yes or no? Yes. Awesome. No. Well, here's a coaching, or you may want to go somewhere else. And sometimes, and this gets to where you can't control what other people think about you.
No, you cannot.
You can't. You can't. There may be people that stop listening to the show now they know what I believe and think and feel, and that's fine. I will still be here on Thursdays with or without your ears listening to them, because that's your choice. Mm-hmm. That's your problem. Because if you can't stand because of the way I feel, then if you don't respect that or you would care, fine. I don't care. That's your choice. But
read what Jayonce just wrote in the chat room, because I think that this is relevant to you saying about things not in the South. What you're saying is that's how the world should work. That's not how the world actually does work.
Oh, I know.
And Jayonce in the chat room said,
"Be a ray of sunshine." Here.
Truthfully, I was nervous to meet Mark Conan because he was from the South. Jayonce is gay. And he said, I thought he'd be judgmental of who I am. And then he laughed at one of my jokes, and for me, that forgives everything.
My brother-in-law is gay.
Yeah, and the thing is
married.
That the thing about it is that, it does not matter for some people whether or not you are who you are, because they don't know you. All they know is who you are in identity, which is that you're Mark Conan and you're from the South. And then coming from the South saying, Jayonce killing me. Coming from the South, saying in typical sense, we are as a gay person, I have been met with discrimination from people from the South. So like that literally is the perception of how the world works. And I know, I would say personally, from my experience with people from the South, the deep South, the people who are not not thinking about things from a different angle like you are, that you are a very shining example of what the South should be.
And there's a lot of us here.
Yeah.
There's tons. It's, we're not backward. It's one of those things like, oh, well, you think we're all like this? Well, who's prejudging who,
Yeah.
Because there's so much more to everybody than just the labels. And I hate labeling people. You're just people.
And I get it. I talked to a girl. I was doing a coaching session with a girl from the South, and she said, I have a really tough time because my parents are super religious, like super duper religious. And I am bisexual. They don't believe that it exists. Again, she said it. She was the one who said, my family is from the South. I am from the South, and this is what happens. So I get it. Like, I understand. Mm-hmm. And the stereotype exists. The stereotype exists, and it's tough for someone like you who lives there and knows that it's not all true.
Well, it's not really tough when I am who I am. Like I said, I didn't have to explain myself to Jay. Just me meeting people, I guess, and just talking to them. It's like, oh, I can change the perception without actively trying to change the perception. Yeah. I just be who you are and still be you. So for our reader, I mean, you can still be you. I don't know what your work dynamic is, whether you have friends at work or you're just casually, yeah, it can be a shock for some people to hear that you have a different belief. But, and like I said earlier, you can't change how they think about that, but you can still be you. You can still be who you are and still interact with them. So, you could, make sure that they know that I'm still the same person I was on Friday before you knew, and now it's Monday, and we're still doing the TPS reports because we got to have those done, and we're still doing this. You're still a functional human being. You just have a disagreement somewhere. And my Lord would be in deep crap if everybody could not function when you disagreed with somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't be able to function. Families wouldn't function because, I mean, heck, there's a ton of disagreements between families, let alone regular people.
Yeah.
And if you can't function through a disagreement, then you're doing your job. I'm assuming you're doing your job. You're good at your job. Keep doing your job. I mean, that's why there, you don't discuss those two famous things at dinner or at work, and the
politics,
religion and politics. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not for lack of silencing people. It's just like it doesn't get you anywhere if your job is not political or religious. It's not necessary to the job. If you want to talk about it on your own terms, fine. I mean, yeah, I've had discussions with people at work. We've just casually talked about it while we're still working, and we're not, we're still getting stuff done. We're still working. We're still being productive.
I live in a world myself where I know that I am not going to be able to change many people's minds on things. They're going to believe what they want to believe. And that is the way that, especially when it comes to politics and religion, those are going to be some of the most fundamental belief systems that people have. And so the thing that I function with, especially in the workplace, is that when you go to the workplace, you are there to be paid for the work that you're doing. And then there's the added thing on there where you're supposed to get along with your coworkers because you spend 40 hours a week or so with them, depending on what your status is. So a good and cohesive workplace, is preferred. Like, you don't want to go to work and hate where you work, but you aren't going to be able to change everybody. And you're never always going to expect acceptance from everybody, because it's like, I try to accept people for who they are, but I will not accept you if you are a dick to me. Like, I just don't, because if you are shut down, if you are an asshole to me, then I don't want anything to do with you. And so it comes down to this. Like, if you are an atheist and you do not feel that someone would accept you because of your religious or non-religious choices, then does that hit the dick test? Do you have to have anything to do with them beyond working with them and making sure that your workflow goes on a good basis? Like, because you're not required to be friends with your coworkers, but it sure is nice if you are.
It's nice to at least be cordial and get, when the work needs to get done, you do it, because that's really all you're really there for.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's nice. And from, like I said about trying to change people's minds, the only way you're going to change someone's mind is if they want it, if they are willing to listen. And so that's why I don't bash people over the head with stuff. If you have questions and you want to talk to me about it, sure, I'll talk. I was like, this is what I think and what I believe and why I believe it. Take it or leave it. This is, it doesn't do any good to just bash people over the head with arguments for and against politics or religion, because, I mean, if you're set in your ways, you're set in your ways. If you're open to at least a respectful dialogue, then go ahead, have a respectful dialogue. That's what dialogue and debate and just talking to people is about. Is to try and get, because I'm sure with whatever you think or feel on any political or religious thing, you can agree on certain things with most people. Yeah, you can have a common ground.
Yeah, it's when emotions become involved that is that's the trick. Yeah. And you said it earlier, respect is the core value in that. and you give someone respect by listening to their perspective and hearing them out.
Yeah, and you can either agree or disagree, and that's okay. We live in a world where people, a lot of times, especially with politics, cannot fathom. Dear Lord, how could you not think the same way I do? Are you stupid? How can you not think this way? Why on earth would you ever want this to happen or that to happen?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We have existed for thousands of years as a civilization that people can disagree.
Yeah.
You can still move forward. It's okay. And that's something that I wish people could understand more of, because with politics, left, right, or center, you believe in certain things about people. And you can understand. There's parts of it that you agree on.
Yeah.
I wish we could focus on the agreement more than the disagreement, but that doesn't sell newspapers or airtime on cable news networks. So what do I know?
The butcher said having respect is fine, but assuming they have the capacity to give it back is where the problem arises. And that is very true.
It's not your job for people to have respect. The only thing you have control of is yourself. You can give respect. It's not guaranteed back to you, and you shouldn't expect it. All you can do is be yourself and be a shining example of what people should be.
Yeah.
That's all that you can do. You don't have control over them.
Yeah. The problem is that we live in a world where the rules have changed now. The politics of our world are, when you say that there are two topics you shouldn't speak of, politics and religion, we're talking about religion on this show, and everywhere you turn right now, it is about politics. You can't get away from it. It is there in America, because we are so inundated with it. It cannot, because we're in such a, I would say, personally, I think we are in crisis mode, because it is it's like a crisis of conscience right now for people to really come to terms with who they are and what they stand for and how they handle it, how they handle through it. I literally had a moment today where I was just saying to myself, I really just need a reminder of the good in people right now, because I saw so much shitty behavior. And so many bad things that have bad things, people who are treating each other badly, and, people who are just just blowing up on each other. And I just needed a reminder of the good things of the world, especially right now. So it's hard. And I know that we're all sensitive and volatile when it comes to just general types of things. So maybe those two things, those two topics of politics and religion, the taboo topics, aren't as taboo anymore, because what else is there left?
Yeah.
We are kind of coming to the table and saying, this is who we are as a person. If you don't respect that, then I don't know if I can be surrounded by you.
Yeah. And to me, it seems to me like there's like a small percentage of fringe people on either side of the political spectrum, and then there's like 75 to 80% of normal folk who lean one way or the other, but they're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, is like we've got the really loud mouths on the left, the really loud mouths on the really far right and far left, and then you just have in the middle, that's where you're hearing everything from in media and in social media, everything. And then you got everyday Joes and Janes and Johns and Jims and Jennifers just right in the middle, just trying to go to work, feed their family, love their animals, help their parents, just trying to be everyday people being themselves. And the effect of all of this media constantly just bashing over the head stuff, like you said, it makes you almost forget that there's good in the world.
Yeah.
But there was some story I heard about, there was an officer that he was overseeing these people, the inmates that were like picking up trash on the side of the road. And I think I tried to find it while you were talking, but I couldn't find it. But he had a heart attack or something right there on the side of the road. And the inmates came up and started giving him CPR. One of them took his phone and called 911.
Wow.
they had every reason to leave, every reason to, they could have had freedom on the other side, but they decided to be the better person and help and do what needed to be done when it needed to be done. And there's tons of stories out there of just normal people living their lives, helping their brothers and sisters in this world out. Yeah. And we never hear about it because it doesn't sell. No. And it's much better to have people screaming at you on both sides. And there's if you just take a minute to say there's still good in the world, no matter what you believe or think. You can still agree with people that you disagree with on some things. There's important things that you all agree on. And that's really what matters. That's the part that matters. The agreements matter more than the disagreements a lot of time when it comes to holding us all together and not us going to ash, and just burning away.
That's why I'm so glad that there is an opportunity for us to go to Nerdtacular next week and be surrounded by people who are just good and decent and kind people, to be reminded of the good in this world and the good things of life, and that, the things that divide us are, they're not as important as you think they are, when it comes down to what's important in life. So to finalize, to sum this up with for Katie Derry, our anonymous female writer, there's going to be a situation. I mean, this isn't the first time, and it's not going to be the last time that you are going to feel discriminated against or left out or feeling like you are attacked, is the word that she used in her letter. Because if you are the minority in a situation, that is unfortunately what can happen. And so the focus for you definitely needs to be making sure that you're taking care of yourself and what you need first. And if that workplace that you're in is going to keep you from moving forward because of your religious beliefs, if that is really how they function, then maybe it's time for a new position someplace else. Maybe it's time to start looking outside. Yes, you can go through the process of going through your HR department and ensuring that doesn't happen. But if the culture...
that's kind of wanted to know what size business this was. Do they have an HR department? Yeah. Do they have anything like this? Because people are trained in that stuff to weed that stuff out, because that is not right. Discrimination based on religion is not right, and it's illegal. It's not legal, but it happens. I know. It does happen, but it should be weeded out when it does happen. Yeah. Because, I think that's just as wrong as if someone was getting fired for their belief in something rather than a belief in there not being a thing. Yeah. It's the same either way. It's, you're not there because of your beliefs or non-beliefs. You're there to work and do your job. Yeah. And that's the way I think that the management should handle it. And, when if it does come up and your coworkers do learn about it, just be, because I'll tell you what, people that, there is this perception that people that are atheists have, and that is the angry atheist. They angry, just, you're stupid. How could you believe in something? It's dumb. You're an idiot. And that's why people feel attacked, because we hear these really loudmouth, angry atheist types, not the people that are just like, I just don't see the evidence. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But it's that's why, the same thing is like the Bible thumping, cross bashing over the head Christian feeling that you get. You're like, oh no, here comes the Christians. Believers can feel that way about non-believers too. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. So you could be an example of just a person who, just be a good person who still does their job. You're still the same person before and after. Yeah. Just be a good example of your belief or your non-belief. Just be a good example. Like I said, don't be an angry atheist that gets into fights and arguments at work about it. Just like you shouldn't be the angry Christian bashing people over the head because of their belief, or the Buddhist, which I don't think there's ever been an angry Buddhist. I don't know. There's probably like a blog out there called The Angry Buddhist. You watch, like somebody's gonna just Google that. .com/The Angry Buddhist. Yeah. There's good examples and there's bad examples of all types of people. Just be the good example.
Yeah.
Still treat your coworkers with respect. You're not guaranteed it back, but be the better person, and report it if to your superiors if the law is being broken. It's a valid concern to bring up to people and your bosses above you, saying, hey, here's, I've been a great employee here. I really love my job, but this thing is kind of bothering me. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know what their dynamic is in the office or wherever they're working, but that's kind of where I'd like some more information on that so we could make a better assessment. But just to sum it all up, just be a shining example of what you feel you are as a human being, and they should, I'm optimistic. They should at least respect that, because I got coworkers that don't believe in stuff, and they work just as hard as those of us that do, and that's all that really matters to me. And we get along because we like music too. So, there's always something that you have in common with someone else. It may be a thread of something, but we're all connected here some way or another.
Mark Honan, the eternal optimist.
I just scared the cat.
Did you?
For those of you who don't know, Reese's been laying in front of me the whole time, and I hit that, and she jumped up.
It took off.
Sorry, sweetie. She's been napping right in front of me. I've been petting her the whole show.
Scared the cat away.
Scared her. Yeah.
Your optimism scared your cat away.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
Your feedback is always welcome on the show. We would love to hear it. You can send it to questions@taurenThinkTank.com. You can jump onto our Discord server, which is tinyurl.com/TTTchat2. You can get on Facebook and send us a message at facebook.com/taurenThinkTank. And Twitter, you can send us a DM too. That's how this letter came to us, and it's at TaurenThinkTank on Twitter. Well, we had the serious discussion. Now we're going to have the non-serious discussion. That's called Tell Us One Thing. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm so ready.
You're so ready? Let's do this.
We read your submissions because reading your mind would just be creepy.
Taking it down a few notches to something a little bit more fun. Tell Us One Thing is a question that kind of lets us know a little bit more about you, and we get to answer them too, so they're pretty fun. We start with question 1, which is, what do you wish your brain was better at doing?
Oh man, so many things,
right?
It's hard to narrow it down. I would just say, gosh, I don't know. What do I wish my brain was better at?
You're trying to do it right now.
Coming up with answers to this question. That's my answer. I guess, a couple weeks ago we talked about on Jules' show Slaying Demons, the whole disaster thinking.
Yeah.
I wish my brain wouldn't do that anymore. I'm tired of that. It's awful and it's debilitating, and I can't move and I hate it. So that, or like Draven Dresden said in the chat room, predicting lottery numbers. I would love that. And just one time. I'd love that.
If you don't know what disaster thinking is, it is the times when you start thinking about a problem or a situation that's about to come, and you're dreading it, you're trying to figure out the problem, and you just go to the lowest, worst possible scenario and think that is the reason and the thing that's going to happen to you, because that is what will you're catastrophizing. That's what Mugabe said. We call it disaster thinking, catastrophizing. So for me, moving, my brain would basically tell me, if I were disaster thinking, that everything was going to break, that movers weren't going to show up on time, it was going to be a complete disaster, and I was going to be stuck fixing this for days. And what then happens is that you get so stressed out by the crazy possibility that it just shuts you down, because that could really happen. And what if it happens, and I don't know what I'm going to do if it happens.
Yeah, it's the what ifs that get me. I think, as something happens and I'm like, well, why did that happen? Why did that happen? Well, what if this is the reason why? Oh gosh, then that means this and then this, and my life is ruined. Yep. It's just it's awful, and it happens like once a year or twice a year. It just happens, and it just ruins me for like a week.
It's awful.
I just feel awful. So
Yeah.
that'd be what my brain needs to be better at doing, is not that. Like that. Can you not do that
You
anymore?
just don't do that.
Just stop. Stop it.
Well, mine is not as dire. But mine
I'm
is
still functioning.
right. I mean, mine is math in my head.
Oh yeah.
I am so bad at doing math in my head, and it literally is this freeze that happens when I'm trying to do simple math in my head. I don't know what it is. My brain just literally shuts down, freezes up, and I go, it's really bad. So like, and something very, very simple, like taking 100 and like minus 75, and I'm like, wait, 25, right? No, is that right? Am I 25, right? And that's what I'll do. And I know possibly what it is, and then I'm just questioning. It's stupid. So, and I pick like the easiest number to do in my head just as an example. So, so those are mine.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we asked the audience. You guys gave us some really good ones. Crushnator said, "I wish I was better at translating emotions into effective words during verbal conversations."
Yeah, I'm much better at conveying things through the written word, aka typing.
Yeah.
Than because I don't write much. I just type.
Yeah.
I can type a lot better than I can speak sometimes.
That's true.
But,
and my emotions are it's very similar to that. Like sometimes they're spiraling so fast that I don't quite understand what I'm feeling right away. And I have to take a moment, take a beat, and just like try to understand why I'm feeling this way, because it doesn't translate. And so, I can say I'm really mad, but I don't know why I'm mad. And so that can be really tough.
Angry feelings.
I don't understand why.
Ili_CTR says, showing my math work. I have an uncanny ability in math to be able to rationalize the correct answer without going through all the predetermined steps normally required by an instructor. Caused great hardship to this once hopeful civil engineer. Please don't test me, as that was many years ago. Math has changed generationally, at least according to the homework my granddaughter brings home.
It has changed. Like, it's seriously
really I used to
different.
never show my work either.
I was good with that. I was actually really good with that. Apparently, Siri thought I was trying to say something to her on my watch. Yeah, it's changed a lot. So Torek says, I wish my brain was better at coming up with things to say, or better at carrying on with small talk. A huge part of why I'm so quiet around people initially is just the lack of interesting things to say. And I guess I'm too apathetic to ask the typical small talk questions. This is a learned skill, though, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a developed thing. It's I fall victim to that sometimes too, and I don't know what to talk about. I'm just kind of like, well, this is awkward.
Yeah.
And it could be like, crazy weather we're having, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like go-to question.
Yeah. So, like I mean, it literally is a learned skill for me too, because I had that same problem. So like it'll happen at Nerdtacular when we're sitting around kind of just like, people are just having chats and stuff. And so I may start a conversation with somebody to say, how was your trip? How's everything going? And then
start with a question.
Yeah, ask somebody something about themselves, and it literally is, or just ask them how their day is, or what they do for a living, or what did you think of that presentation we just saw? It's a really good. Jayonce just needs to like. He says, if you're ever in a situation like that, just say, so I just got out of parole. It opens up communication.
Sure does.
Sends them running in the other direction.
Yeah. Or it could be something like, hey, that's a cool shirt. Thanks. Where'd you get it? Like, hey, Jules, that's a cool shirt. Where'd you get yours?
Oh, I got this actually from Jinx. This is pretty awesome. Thank you, Jinx.
Did? Yeah. Looks like a Warcraft movie shirt.
I love the Warcraft movie. Did you get a chance to see it?
I did. I actually saw it with you.
I should have remembered that because I'm dorky.
Remember, folks, the Warcraft movie now on DVD and Blu-ray.
Oh my gosh, he's holding it up to the camera.
I'm holding up my steel. I have it on my desk. I don't know why. It's just here. It's always here.
That's hilarious. Oh, what else we got here?
Let's see. From Memeth, he said, memory. I can't remember names and directions, and it's a chore to learn new things.
Yeah, names
That
were
can be
always
tough. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had problems with names too, and so I've usually tried the trick that I learned, especially because I used to work in a place where I would meet a lot of new people and I would be supervising a lot of new people that I didn't know, is to try to use their name in the conversation at least twice after they've introduced you to them. So if you say, hi, this is Bob, and then we're having a conversation. So Bob, what do you think of this? And just make sure that I'm saying the name. But it's, I still like the guys who came to do the move introduced themselves to me, and I remembered one name and I couldn't remember the other one. It was just like, so yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Making sure you say the name at least 2 or 3 times in the conversation definitely helps.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad that, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
112 said our name tags. This is why I'm so glad that at conventions people wear name tags, because I am really, really good at being like, hi. Tip my head down real quick to glance at or my eyes just go down to glance at the name tag. Bob, how are you? It's good to see you again.
That's why I wear reflective sunglasses. They can't see me look down at their lanyard if they can't see my eyeballs. So it's just like I was staring straight at him. Hi, Jim. Nice to see you.
2020 site says, sticking with things I know are good for me, even when they're hard or not fun. Yeah, everybody's brains definitely, they do that. They definitely do that.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Definitely with you on that one. And Magic Myth Mayhem says, basic functioning, listening to the rational side, handling emotions, maintaining motivation, and all that jazz.
Yeah, definitely.
And all that jazz.
Tim M from Facebook said, focusing. Adult ADD is a real thing. Looking back on my younger years, undiagnosed ADD was probably a factor in a lot of my problems at school.
Mm-hmm.
That is very, very
definitely
true. I can't imagine going through and just not being able literally to focus. Your brain cannot focus without medication. It's just, ugh. So yeah, the fidget spinners, man, fidget spinners.
Yeah. Do you have one yet?
No, I went over to Pat Crane's house this weekend, and he had gone out and bought he was out at the store, and he's like, look, I got a fidget spinner, and this is the first one I've ever seen. So, and he's like, Jules, try it out, because he's just like flicking around doing stuff, and he's like, turn it and then move it around, and I'm like, that's actually really cool, and I want one.
Yeah.
Like really, I'm sure like your workplace probably has them.
Like yesterday, one of the guys on my team was like, we have fidget spinners now. And I was like, really? Because I don't have one yet, but my wife got one. It was funny. We were at the grocery store, and we were just going around, and she saw this little kiosk with them. She's like, look at these things. They're so stupid. I don't even know. You're like, what are this is dumb. I don't even have, like, those are stupid. Like 20, 30 minutes later, we're in the checkout line. I'm helping unload the cart, and underneath something is a fidget spinner. And I'm like, did you mean to put this in the cart? And she just went, shut up, took it, and like put it on the thing. And I was like, aha! And now I'm playing with it too. So
yeah, no kidding.
It glows in the dark.
Oh, that's the cool thing when it glows in the dark and has something like neat on it. 112 asks, what is a fidget spinner? Okay, so I'm old. Go Google it. It's literally just like a thing to like, it spins and on ball bearings, and it's like, it's supposed to help kind of focus your brain by like having something to like focus on. So this the motion, the centrifugal force of it actually helps to focus it. I don't know. Apparently they've been around for a long time, and they've just like blown up in popularity in the last few months. So yeah.
Go to a gas station right by the cashier is going to be a thing of fidget spinners. Just go to your whatever gas station it is, they've got them.
Yeah.
Because by golly, everyone I've been to in the last 3 weeks has had it. We need triple T fidget spinners.
Oh lordy. Okay. I'll have to figure out how to source those things.
Yeah, we'll find out. We will find out.
We will find out. So then we get to question 2. This one is kind of fun. It said, which of your scars has the best story behind it?
You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, tell me.
Oh, goodness. I was trying to think which... I don't have many scars. Oh, well, one thing I was going to tell... I've told this to a few people. They don't really know. I actually have 2 pieces of pencil lead in my left hand.
I think I knew this.
Yeah. I've got 2 pieces embedded from junior high. One's in the palm right by my thumb. Yeah, right by my thumb. And the other piece is on almost dead center in the back of my hand. It's because I used to sharpen my pencils really sharp. And because I was like, I don't want to stab myself in the leg, I would keep them in my pocket with the point facing up instead of down into my leg because I didn't want to stab my leg, right? Makes perfect sense. Well, I'm left-handed, so of course it's in my left pocket. And I would I forgot exactly when it happened, but my hand jerked down, grabbed something or something, and it stabbed me and broke off in my hand. They're still there. Because how old was I in 7th grade? I was it's almost 20, it's over 20 years ago now, and they're still there.
You're about 13.
If y'all Nerdtacular, I'll show you. They're right there. It's right underneath the skin. It's kind of cool.
Ow.
Yeah. Oh, it hurt like the Dickens back then, but now it's just a little graphite.
Yeah.
Won't hurt anybody.
You're just carrying around graphite in your body. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. Not lead. It's pencil lead, but it's graphite. So just carbon. I'll be okay. I'm part man, part carbon machine.
Part man, part carbon machine. So I have a scar on I've got 2 roundish scars on the top of my right foot. And it came from a fall that I had when I was a kid. My mom took my sister and I to a water slide. And I was walking between the going down the water slide and going through to the next one, and I slipped on the concrete, and I cut my knee and I cut my foot, and I cut them really bad. Just the road rash type of thing. Ugh. And I just remember that. I remember that cut so bad because it was it was probably one of the worst scabbing type of situations that I had, trying to keep it dry and trying to not, trying to keep them covered up and stuff like that. And then the scabbing and all of that. And so I still have it. It's still on my foot. You can still see them right now. There's probably more evident the cat scratches across my feet, but that scar is still there. And I was probably about 7 or 8 years old. So, Yep. And so that was probably my most interesting one. And I was super, super, super excited to be on this water slide. And then of course I fell and then I couldn't do it anymore. So.
Yeah. Ruined it all.
I did. I ruined it because I fell because I'm a klutz.
Worst day ever.
Well, and it's so funny because, so today, Pat Crane and I were working on getting flights to go to Anaheim in August. We're going to Podcast Movement to have a booth there, and Pat is speaking in Anaheim and stuff like that. So we're going there again in August. So he asks me for my information for the flight, because he's booking our flights. And he asked me what my middle name is. And my legal middle name is Grace. And he goes, really? And I said, yeah. My nickname, my parents call me Gracie. And he goes, I would think you're more klutz than Grace. And I was like,
oh.
I said, duh. That was the biggest joke. My parents gave me this middle name of Grace, and I fall all the time. I trip over stuff. I'm like, I am not what you would call the most graceful person in the world. So yeah, that was funny.
Every time I hear the word Grace, I keep thinking about Aunt Bethany from Christmas Vacation. Grace! Oh, she passed away 30 years ago. The blessing.
The blessing. So we got some feedback from the audience on this one. Crushinator said, I have a small patch of noticeably whiter skin on the inside of my right pinky. About 17 years ago, I was out on someone's farm property for a party with my baseball team. We were all kids. I think I was 10, and there was an ATV that for some reason we were allowed to use in the backfield. There was a hairpin turn that I tried to take too fast. The front wheels kicked up on some uneven ground, and I put the vehicle along with myself through a barbed wire fence. Oh!
Eesh. Ow.
I've not used a high power recreational vehicle since, and then this small scar is all I got. Ah!
Barbed wire fence, no thank you. Eli_CTR said, I have a particularly ugly gash on the inside of my right thigh from a biking incident. At least I successfully missed the car I was dodging. I also have an ugly scar on my left shin, which I acquired during Desert Storm, which necessitated some self-surgery prior to my return stateside. Ooh.
Yikes.
The tip of my right hand ring finger is missing part of the fingertip as the result of a high school industrial arts mishap after my first period speech class Christmas party. That was Hawaiian Punch and what?
Oh, Lord. Oh, it's bad.
Ow.
Torek says somehow I've ended up with very few scars, but there's a small scar on the palm of my hand that has another scar in the same spot on the back of my hand. Back in high school, a classmate and I were goofing around. He did a Scream movie style stab towards me with a pen. A few seconds later, the pen cap was in his hand, and the pen was through my hand. What? Oh my Lord! I just skim these when I put them in. Holy moly!
Oh, if you're watching the show instead of hearing it, like I read ahead, and my face was like in full on nope mode for like 20 seconds. I'm like,
oh, dude. Oh, some of these are just okay. All right, we may have to stop.
Goodness.
We may have to stop this one.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Yeah, goodnight, Gracie.
Yeah.
Do you want to read any more, or are we going to gross everybody out?
Let me skim them.
Okay.
No.
This might be too much for this show.
All right, let me see. Okay.
Read Tybers.
Yeah, Tybers, yeah. So, Tiber says, true story. A helicopter fell on my thumb. It was the tail stinger of an AH-1S Cobra during ground handling.
Oh my gosh. Well, you got a great story, though. Helicopter fell on my thumb.
I know, I was like, ooh. And then he linked a picture of that, so if you need to look it up, it's an AH-1S Cobra helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got to read, we have to read Stones, too, I think. The last one, James Young. Scar on my neck. Got it playing some hockey. A skate blade to the neck. Luckily, it didn't hit anything major, but we were still an hour away from the hospital. We get to the hospital, and it's closed. It's Saturday in the boonies. Apparently, hospitals close. Drove from another hour to a larger town. Stitches in, all done. If that blade had hit anything major, I'd be dead for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, those blades are sharp.
Sorry for grossing everybody out tonight. I'm really sorry. Maybe we won't go for Scar stories again.
Yeah, it's Macabre Think Tank
Macabre Think Tank. There you go. So that is Tell Us One Thing. You guys can respond to Tell Us One Thing through our Discord, through our Twitter, we in Facebook as well. You can get on there and submit your topics. Hopefully we will pick something a little less volatile for our next one. I apologize for that because that one was my choice. But
I'll what's your favorite fluffy animal? That'll be one for the next time. No.
What's your favorite fluffy animal?
Yeah.
So instead, we're going to go into the lovely thing that we do in this line of work. It's called the slash moo, and we'll do that right now. We have from Nymeria 941 /moo to my best friend and running buddy who keeps me motivated and inspired to exercise when I don't feel like it.
Absolutely. From Nightcrawler XX /moo for all Arizonans. It hit 122 degrees today. It's only June.
Oh gosh. We've got a little snuggly kitty on Marconin right now. Yep. Drethin says /moo to the greeters of CTR, Sal and Barf for making me feel at home. The blind tank /wolf is home. Run away, little gnomes. Run away.
That's awesome.
Is there? Did you see anything additional in Discord? Because I checked earlier, but
I will bounce over to it and see.
I don't think there was anything more in there. But there we go. /moo.
Yep. Well, we did have one more from Ili_CTR. /moo to Weird Al Yankovic for getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes. And you know what's so funny is that he was with Lin-Manuel Miranda, and they're both getting a star. They found out while they were having lunch together. So they're both getting a star, and they both found out the exact same time while they were together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Lin-Manuel Miranda is the author and composer behind Hamilton and the soundtrack for Moana and all that other great stuff. He's amazing.
And Weird Al Yankovic does parody songs. For those of you kids that don't know, he was at BlizzCon last year and was awesome. Yes,
and Weird Al made a massively huge appearance in the song requests of my stream last night. Like I had there were 8 Weird Al songs in the queue, so it was pretty fun. I do song requests while I stream chainmail stuff, and so people can request what they want to hear, and it was pretty awesome. So. Oh, so excited for BlizzCon, excited for Nerdtacular. And so there we go. Marcona, that's a show. We did a show.
It is a show. It was there. It happened. It wasn't there before, but we sat here, and then an hour and a half later, it was there.
It was
It was magic. Yep. It was me and you and everyone in the chat room. And now, through the power and magic of time, space, and radio and electronics, all of you listening, it was a show for all of us, by all of us. It was a thing.
You can do magic. There we are. And so, again, we will not be recording live next week, as we have said, because we will be away. We will hopefully put together something to add to the feed when we get back. Excited for that. And, so anything that you wish to speak of prior to us heading out for the night?
Well, I forgot to say in the beginning, I finally did something that I've been wanting to do for a few years, and I bought a PS4 finally last week.
Oh,
yeah, finally bought one. And I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a beautiful game.
Oh, it's so cool.
And it is so cool. So if you want to find me on there, I think I'm _Marconin, because some other goob called himself Marconin. Even Marconin WoW was taken.
What?
So I am _Marconin on there. If you want to add me or whatever. All I have to play right now is Horizon Zero Dawn, and I found Infamous Second Son because I love the Infamous series and I wanted to play it. So yeah, doing that, and also I'm going to the St. Louis area in August because I want to see that total solar eclipse that's coming.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna drive up to St. Louis for that long weekend and see it, and then drive home. So it's gonna be awesome, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. I just got to find the right spot.
Why St. Louis? Is that the best place to see it?
Yeah, the path of totality tracks from Oregon and then goes which direction? Southeast, kind of, and it cuts through. The closest for me that it cuts through is either St. Louis or Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and then it goes down through Kentucky and Tennessee and goes out through South Carolina.
Wow. Okay.
And plus, I have friends that live in St. Louis that I'm going to go see. I haven't seen them in a few years.
Great.
So it just works out. It's only 5.5 hour drive, which is not bad. So it's going to be a fantastic time. I haven't seen my friends in a while, and I've never seen a total solar eclipse before. I'm going to try and take so many pictures of it. It's, from what I understand, it is so awesome to see. Because have you ever seen one, Jules?
I think I have at least a partial one. I don't. Yeah. I know that. Now that, sorry, I'm not really a science nerd, but is the solar eclipse one the one that you're not supposed to look directly at?
Yes, it's because you're looking directly at the sun, and the moon comes between you and the sun.
Yeah.
You can look at it once it hits totality. Once
Yeah.
the moon completely covers it up, because you're not getting direct sunlight. You're only seeing the corona, like if you've ever seen the show Heroes.
Yeah.
With that's a solar eclipse.
Okay. I know that I have a very strong memory of being told that I was in school sometime, I don't know how old I was, and they told me, took us outside so we could see it and told us that you couldn't look directly at it until it was, kind of past the point, but you could kind of glance at it. So I know I've seen it. It's been, obviously been a very long time, but that sounds like it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, like I said, it's something that I've never gotten to experience before, at least not and recall it. And I just to be able to see it and take pictures of it and experience it, because you want to be as close to the center line as you can, because close to the center line, you get about 2.5 minutes of totality.
Yeah.
So you really get a chance to soak in the experience.
Okay.
So that's another cool thing. So if you guys are around, around that part of the U.S., take the day off, go see it.
There you go. Just go to St. Louis like Marconen's going to do.
What about you? What have you got going on the next until I see you next?
Until you see me next. I don't have any. I've got to do some more stuff related to the house stuff, but I will be streaming on Sunday for sure. I will be streaming chainmail work because I'm working on a commission for Haster, who is one of our community members.
Oh yeah.
So I will be streaming sometime Sunday morning-ish, early afternoon for a couple hours doing that. So you can come hang out and do that. I may stream Saturday, but I don't know if I have time. But then after that point, we have most likely going to do Slaying Demons. I don't think we're doing a show, but we might do a hero stream before everything, and that would be on Tuesday. So, and then I leave Wednesday morning. So yay and yay. Check also, make sure that you're keeping an eye out for the Convert to Raid party, the CTR party streams that are going on. I know that there's going to be one on Friday and Saturday. And then the CTR Guild Town Hall is on Sunday. So there's another town hall coming up. So yay, if you're a member of the CTR Guild. They'd be good. Okay, brain is melting out of my ears, so with that, we are going to bring the show to a close, like we always do, just like this. Tauren Think Tank is a proud member of the Signals Media All-Star Network. Find out more about the other great shows in the network by going to signalsmedia.com.
Portions of the music and sound effects heard on this show can be found at incomputech.com and freesound.org. You can also find us outside of the show on our website, taurenThinkTank.com. We've got all the information on our podcast and on how to get in touch with us, too. And if you like a little bit of Triple T merch in your life, I know I do, and you should, too. You can go check us out at taurenThinkTank.com/store. We've got awesome t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, phone cases, and a lot of other cool stuff. Go check it out.
Yes, and it's on sale right now, too, so definitely go check it out, because it's cheaper. Thank you to all who support our show via Patreon. If you would like to help out Triple T, you can do so at patreon.com/TaurenThinkTank. And if you want to meet other members of the Triple T community, you can join our Discord server. The quick way to get there is tinyurl.com/TTTchat2.
You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TaurenThinkTank. You can find us on Twitter for the show at TaurenThinkTank. You can find Jules at JulesRPG, and you can find me, Marconen, at MarconenWow.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat room, for being with us tonight and hanging out every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time. You can find us at the video stream at twitch.tv/TaurenThinkTank. We love seeing you here with us, however you like to consume the show.
Yes, we do.
We do. Marconen!
Jules.
It's been great to see you again. I'm glad we're back.
Good to see you too, and I can't wait to see you next week.
I get to see you in person and hug you. It's going to be so amazing. So again, come see us at Nerdtacular if you're going to be there. Give us hugs. We want to just check you out and give you lots of good stuff. Yeah. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks, most likely for the live show. Sounds good. For myself, for Marconen, for the entire chat room, until next time. /moo, everybody.
/moo.
Tauren Think Tank. We make your problems less bad.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?
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 Really? My dad just sent me a text. He's like, your face is really flushed. Are you okay? Dad, it's hot in here. It's like,
yeah, it's pretty warm in here, too.
It's hot. I've got like lights on me and stuff, and it's a different setup, a different airflow. So I'll have to remember to turn my ceiling fan on higher next time to like move the air around a little bit more because it's warm in here.
Oh, yeah.
I have 3 computers running too.
Yeah, it's a little toasty in here too. Mm-hmm. And then I've got Reese.
I love when she just like climbed up on your shoulder to just give you snuggles. So cute.
Yeah, she's definitely a cuddle bug.
She's so cute.
The first client we had today, or no, the second client we had today, she had a 7-month-old Maltese Yorkie mix, which is what Axel is. Ooh. This little Morkie. She ran around. I was like, that looks just like my puppy did.
My pup is bigger now. My pup is bigger now. Yeah, I cuddle. I've got semi-cuddle cats. When so the other day I got up on the couch and just watched a movie just to kind of chill from all the packing and stuff. Spike climbs up on my lap, and so he just like put his arms, like his paws around me and just like hugged me for a while, and then he got down and just like crashed out. I was like, okay, you're doing okay. I'm happy.
Before I scared her, I was tickling her feet. I think she's ticklish on her paws, on her little pads. I was like tickling her back feet, and she kept jerking her feet away. Like, no.
Look who just woke up.
No, don't do it.
Can you see him?
Yep, I see a little bit. I see his head. Hey, Spike.
At least he waited until now to wake up. He kind of just knows. Usually it's towards the end of the show he wakes up. Garrus will probably wake up soon too. Let's see. Show titles. Cats in the Cradle and Jules has just moved. Mage rotation to the rescue. Do you pass the dick test? Total eclipse for the nerd. Cats poop in cages. Know how I got these scars? Oh boy. I can't do that dick test one though on this show title because that's like published everywhere.
Do you pass the Richard test?
The Richard test. Now that I could do.
Yeah. Bim says scary optimism. Scary optimism.
That one's actually good. I like that one. What do you like, Marconin?
Yeah, that one is it's short enough. Mm-hmm. WTF for fidget spinners.
WTF fidget spinner.
Or it could do now on DVD and Blu-ray. When I was talking about Warcraft.
Let's see.
Also, the movie is not in here. The DVD is, but the Blu-ray is. It's still in the Blu-ray player. It's the last movie I watched in there.
I could do now on DVD and Blu-ray. That's fine. I could do that one. You want me to do that one?
Yeah, we could do that one.
Okay. I gotta get to the bottom.
And Blu-ray,
jump down.
And Blu-ray is BLURAY.
BLU.
I think it's like BLU-RAY. Because one of our coworkers used to say Blu-ray as in BLUE.
Isn't it BLU capital RAY?
Yeah, and there's like a hyphen. Is it a hyphen?
Is there
a dash? Whatever it is between it.
What is the official like? It's BLU-RAY.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Wikipedia has it. Yeah. Is
the R capitalized or no?
No.
All right. Keeping it copyright.
Sony owns it.
Keeping it copyright. Hi, Spike. Hi. Hello. He's just like, hi, Mom. What's this image? Miss
Love
Pim.
me.
Touche, pussycat. Touche. That's awesome. That is awesome.
I retweeted one about, it was an Aladdin meme right before the show. Let me find the tweet. Where's the share button? I don't know how to share it. What do I do? Well, what do I do? Oh, copy link.
Copy link.
Yeah, let me stick that in the chat room. It was so funny.
He's got an Asperger. You idiot. We've all got Asperger's.
Yep.
That's hilarious. And true. Yes, Bim just reminded you to tweet pictures of your pipe cleaner creations.
Oh, yeah. I do need to do that.
Yes, you do. All right, my friends, we're going to get out of here so I can start editing up this lovely thing and getting it going. Thank you all so much for being with us. We had a really fun chat room tonight. Thank you for being so engaged with the conversation. And again, 112, thank you so much for your generous matching donation. I'm going to get on that as soon as we get done and start tweeting about it. And now that we're done with the show. And thank you so much. I'm super, super excited. And we will see you in 2 weeks for the live show. Keep an eye on the feed on our Twitters as well. We'll let you know if we're going to be posting anything that we record there live as well. Love you guys.
Yep. Have a great week, guys. We'll see you after the Nerdtacular. And those of you that are there, I'm botching this up, but we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. /move, everybody.
/move, folks.